we got to bless my guy. He came all the way here from PA. You know what I mean? All the way up here to North Jersey to kick it with your guy. First up, we got our Zero Gravity live rosin disposable vape.
Sweet.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's what I'm talking about.
We got our Black Raz live resin fused gummies. These are delicious. Black raspberry.
Yeah, I think you had me try one of these.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
I think I gave you the Mandarin Dreams one, and you liked it.
You gave me some gummies, and I was like, "These are delicious. They taste amazing."
These are even crazier.
Nice.
These are even crazier.
That was nice, bro.
And this bad boy won the 420 Expo Cup last year.
Okay.
This is our 1 gram live rosin infused pre-roll.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? So
can't wait. I'm gonna smoke this up.
you already know.
Enjoy these edibles.
You already know, man. Let's get to this interview, man. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Smoking Business Podcast. It's your boy, Brendan Robinson, here with a special guest today. Me and this gentleman go back a few years at this point. You know what I'm saying? That did business together, that been in this industry, had some deep conversations, kicked it, the whole nine, from PA to Jersey. I'm talking about no other than the founder and CEO of Jewish Sauce Boss, JSB certifications. My guy, Mr. Will Edestein. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here, man. Great to have you here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, bro, you know, you and I go way back, right?
Yes,
so much
sir.
I want to talk about, so much to talk about, so many different layers I want to peel. But before we jump into that, I like to always kind of kick the show off, giving the guests a chance to explain who they are, why they are, what they are.
Cool.
Let the audience know, you know, what's going on, and we kind of can kick the interview off.
Absolutely. So, like my homie said, my name is Will Edelstein, founder of Jewish Sauce Boss. Our cannabis brand, JSB Certifications, is our telemedicine platform to provide you all the necessary resources, support, guidance, education to get you a medical marijuana certification in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York. Had the pleasure of working with my friend over here on a few initiatives and events to get a lot of people access to the plant medicine that I believe and I feel we share a belief in, you know, how much it helps people medicinally. Even if you're using it recreationally, there is a foundational reason or intention why you may be using the plant, you know, whether it's an edible, a vape, a smokable. So, you know, we've been doing this, or I've been doing this since 2017 with my brand, but I've always loved cannabis in a way I'm sure we all have, smoking it, hanging out with your friends, listening to music, breaking it down, rolling it up. And in 20, you know, I had a lot of life events happen that gave me this blank slate to go and pursue something I dreamt about and believed in and wanted to do in a space that was very new, still is new, you know, if we really break it down. In 2017, I said, I'm going to start a brand called Jewish Sauce Boss.
Okay.
And a lot of people were like, that sounds crazy. Even at times I was like, yeah, it does sound kind of crazy, but like it's memorable,
Mm-hmm.
makes you react,
Mm-hmm.
has something that keeps you, you know, with me or wanting to maybe know more. Or, you know, it's kind of ambiguous, but once you know, peel it back, you kind of see how we can either help you or do business with you or have a good time together, whatever it may be.
Sure.
And that's led to certifying thousands of patients for med cards,
Mm-hmm.
working with incredible physicians from all aspects of medicine who have adopted the license and certification to certify patients and get them access to plant medicine in designated marketplaces, and work with a lot of brands
Mm-hmm.
and see what brands are succeeding, what brands are doing well. And I mean, back in 2019, I'll never forget, we were working with a company and they were in existence for maybe 4 or 5 years. It's like herbology dispensaries. They had a pretty big presence. They were in the PA medical market. They got acquired, their entire company got acquired by Curaleaf. I'll never forget this number. It was either $865 million or $875 million.
Oh, wow.
And we were, you know, doing dispensary promotion and, you know, this and that for them. And we saw a lot of these acquisitions and mergers and roll ups and companies changing or coming in. So it's been a privilege and full of challenges and meaningful moments,
Mm-hmm.
you know, building this brand and having this company. And I'm excited to do the work that we get to do.
Mm-hmm.
and to keep pushing forward our mission and our vision to eliminate the stigma around cannabis, get people access to plant medicine,
Mhm.
build a brand people love and trust and can go to for whatever reason we can hopefully be of service.
Mhm.
And it led me to meet amazing people like you, bro,
For
and
sure, bro.
develop relationships, and then to have somebody who can you know teach me things too, given the path you're going.
Mhm.
And being able to learn from someone, or stay in motivated by somebody, by like seeing them put in the work. And
Mhm.
because it's not hard to do it day after day, year after year.
Mhm.
So yeah, man, a lot of respect for you, and why I wanted to
No,
join
bro.
you
Appreciate you, bro.
on your podcast, bro. This is
Nah,
awesome.
nah, bro. I appreciate that, man. So, I mean, you talked about a lot. There's a lot to unpack. I'll start here though, man. Like one of the things that has always made me just gravitate towards you, bro. We're very similar in the fact that we built brands around a multitude of brands, right? Like we ourselves are brands, right?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And when you think about cannabis, so often you hear folks saying, do one thing or focus on this one thing. I've seen you be an advocate. I've seen you be an educator. I've seen you focus on wellness. I've seen you obviously help the community out, right? Like, let's before we get into all that, and I want to get into all that. Talk to us about who Will was before you got to cannabis, and then ultimately what led you to the plant.
Absolutely, bro. So I mean, I've always understood cannabis. I would say, you know, I'm a parent to an infant, to my baby girl. I love her more than anything in the world. So,
Hmm.
I think about the relationship of being a responsible parent, using this plant, doing things in this industry that I would want people who love and care about me to be proud of. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
But ultimately, where I grew up, and how I grew up, the concept of drugs and cannabis or drinking, there was never anything that was like shied away from,
Hmm.
right? Like, God rest his soul, my dad's looking down on me right now, smoking this joint with you, having
Hmm.
a great time talking about our cannabis
For
businesses.
sure.
He loves JSB, you know what
Hmm.
I mean?
Hmm.
But there was a time where like drugs were just don't do it,
Hmm.
because like he had his own experiences, and like
Hmm.
ebbs and flows with different things that are not the most positive. You don't have to get too into it, we all have our own experiences. But it taught me a lot and showed me that, like, the only goal I had before I got to college was to get to Penn State University.
Okay.
That was the thing I wanted to do.
Why Penn State?
I was 8 years old. I moved my cousin in, and I
Mhm.
never will forget being on that campus at 8 years old and just saying I wanted to go here. And 10 years later, I got the honor to go to that university.
Mhm.
And before that, I always had like people around me, like who liked weed, were into weed, and I just didn't want anything to like kind of get in my way.
Mhm.
Not that I had a negative viewpoint of it. It's just, from my own experience, it was unique to just take my own path. But, I had a couple, blunts here and there when
Mhm.
I was like 17 and
Mhm.
this and that. But first time I remember really like loving this plant and getting into it, I was 18,
Okay.
finally got up to school, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of like find my flow up here. And then, like a bigger homie let us come to the spot.
uh,
He's got an apartment. We're in the dorms. We can't be doing nothing. You can come back smelling like weed. You're getting some shit.
real shit.
But he was like, "Yo, throw me five, and you could smoke as much as you want."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, like shit." And then I'm like, "Dude, there's a bong everywhere. Like,
uh,
there's a bong to my left, to my right." He's just handing me another one,
uh,
packing another
uh-huh.
slide. I'm like, "Okay, bro." Dude, I left there higher than I've ever been in my life. I was like, "Yo, this is the shit.
Yeah, real
This is
shit.
the shit." But it was like it goes back to some things that, like, I don't think you get to experience when they're super young. You don't have a safe space to do it. You kind of
Mhm.
got to keep it low key. You're like
Mhm.
trying to not,
You
get
can't
get
enjoy it.
caught.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't enjoy it.
So it was like nice that moment to have a space with my friends, and
Mhm.
like it was all good.
Mhm. For sure.
Got home safely, this and that. But leading into that, it kind of like made me really love and care about this plant because it helped improve the quality of my life.
Mhm.
I liked to use cannabis to just manage my own mindset, my own mental health, my
For
own
sure.
physical health. I've never been a fan of pharmaceuticals. I've seen my own loved ones go through the gamut on healthcare and
Mhm.
doctors and
Mhm.
pills and misdiagnoses. And sometimes I wonder what did lead me to what I do. And I do sometimes think there's a big inspiration on those moments as a young person,
Mhm.
and not really believing that the systems in place truly help you or are there to make you well, or help you get on the path to a specific way to live your life and
Mhm.
and deal with what you're going through.
Mhm.
Most things just put a band-aid on it, mask the issue. And you see that in a lot of areas of healthcare. And doing this medical marijuana card business, it's given us a lot of, you know it's given us a unique point of view, because people have come to us to get off of medications, right? So I'm not a doctor, I'm not a pharmacist, but I'm running a business and I want to understand what's going on. So I've done my own research. We've been doing this 5 6 years of certifications, and it's incredible the power of cannabis when used the right way, with the support of a physician. If you're going through a severe medical condition to where you're overprescribed and undercared for, you can correct that, or try to turn the page and get on a better path with plant medicine. And that's helped me, right? Because having a brand called Jewish Sauce Boss, it was hard for people to take me seriously in the
Mhm.
beginning.
Mhm.
And people were like, well, what are you doing here? What's it? It was it had some stuff. But then, like, I finally had a conversation with someone after I was hosting I was doing meaningful work and work that I loved and stuff that I was passionate about. But the ability to get someone a med card and set that up, and be the person, and then the business, and then the platform, and to see it evolve, has been some incredible work, to to something that I never really envisioned kind of getting started, right?
Mhm.
And that's been good, man. It's been good.
Mhm. I'm glad you bring that up though, man, because cannabis in the last 3 years has changed so much in terms of the perception and what folks are, just the way it's broadened and the way the market's, expanded and what have you. Shit, we went from 8 stores to 200 stores in Jersey. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? But I love the fact that you talked about breaking the stigma. You talked about the opioid crisis. You talked about mental health, right? Because I feel as though those pieces get lost in the legalization of cannabis.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's great to get high. It's great to kick back, have a good time.
Absolutely.
Who doesn't want to do that, right? But at the same token, there's a lot of medicinal benefits to this plant,
Yeah.
and I feel as though, let's be candid. You and I talked about it personally, right? Where I told you a story of my mother who was on opioids,
Hmm.
OxyContin, Percocets, last days, and thought that this was reefer madness, the devil's lettuce. And I couldn't convince her, man, to smoke,
Yeah.
to indulge in cannabis because she was so programmed.
Yes.
Programmed. These doctors got her on 80s Oxycontin and got her taking Perk
It's
30s,
unfathomable.
and
And
she,
it doesn't, it's not the person when they're
bro,
on that medicine.
I
It's
didn't know
horrible.
who my mother
That's what
was,
I mean.
right? And she's thinking that the, these pills are less, or excuse me, less dangerous than this plant, right? And I just think about how many people are under that misinformation. And I think about the work we've done, the events we've thrown. We've given away, at this point, hundreds of goddamn medical marijuana cards.
Yes,
And
sir.
I want to just talk about those testimonials you've got. You've given away thousands. Talk about some of the testimonials you've been given from folks that were on different opioids, and whatever the case may be. I can only imagine what you've heard.
One of the most surreal moments I'll never forget. So I'll kind of take you through an experience in Pennsylvania, specifically, to get a medical marijuana card prior to the world shutting down. And I'm not going to get into that, but we all remember when it shut down. Prior to that, Pennsylvania required you to get your medical marijuana card in person, see the physician in person, pay in cash, and go through the process of getting that done. It was archaic. The paperwork was done by hand, filling out forms. It was really something else, but we got started and did that work. Like, we were doing that work. We set up our office as a hub to get you that card, right?
Hmm.
And then when 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 the world shut down, we had to go to that telemedicine model.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? and the telemedicine model allowed us to expand and help more people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like it's been incredible. But when we were signing people up in person, I had this lady come in and she sat down, and a lot of times I had like someone with me who would like help you fill out the stuff and then walk you to the doctor's office or the room with the physician
For
to
sure,
really
for
like
sure.
make it have this feel of like professionalism
Mm-hmm.
and the aesthetic of you're getting like like a consultation by a doctor, not like a just churn them and burn them and like the doctor don't even look at you when you
Yeah,
walk in
you're
there.
educating these
You know what I'm
folks.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this woman comes in and her hands are shaking so bad she can't fill out the form. She can't fill out the form.
Oh wow.
And I didn't know what to do. So I went to the doctor and I said, "Yo, this lady's hands are shaking so bad she can't fill out the form." And he was like, "Well, fill it out for her and then if she can just sign it at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
please just like try to have her sign it. And if she can't, like, I'll take it from there." I said, "Okay." So that moment was unique. And then I would say every time we did a certification experience event, you know, whatever it may be, every time it was something like eye opening.
Mm-hmm.
That was like,
Mm-hmm.
holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone would come in with, they just got over battling cancer, or
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
or they have HIV and AIDS,
For sure.
or they have been using opioids and like they can't get off them,
Mm-hmm.
or people just got out of jail,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, I want my card just to keep myself safe,
For sure.
right? So it's just like an endless thing of like testimonials and experiences, and like we've been able to certify, we like to say, pediatrics to geriatrics, children under 18, with the blessing and the consent and the support of everyone necessary to get them access to plant medicine for any debilitating condition they might be facing as an adolescent. Those have been moments that have changed my life, and the thank yous and the love and the appreciation from parents when you're able to help them and put that puzzle together of
Mm-hmm.
pediatrician, certifying physician, state program, filling out all the right information, and then what to do, what to use, how to medicate. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this stuff has been really unique.
Mm-hmm.
And, we've been able to certify three generations of families and households, from grandma to,
For sure.
their person, their daughter or son, and then their kids. Like, I love when I've been at events in Philadelphia. That's where I'm based, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I go to an event and I've been to where there's like a father daughter duo, and we've got them their medical marijuana card.
It's crazy.
Those are really cool moments, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, whoa, this is cool. Like, this is what I'm out here to do. And like, when people see me, I want them to think of cannabis. When they see the brand Jewish Sauce Boss, I want them to think of cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to remember that feeling they had when they either saw the shirt walking by them or in passing, or had a conversation, or went to the website, or bought our
Mm-hmm.
products and services.
Mm-hmm.
I want someone to come back and have a testimonial or something to say, or a review that say like, those are great people. They
Mm-hmm.
provide great service. They truly helped me. I would recommend them to my mother, to my loved one, to my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a great thing for us and something I've cherished. And as we're looking this year to grow our business and scale our business and help more people, I'm really big on keeping that energy as we continue to grow and help more people as best we can. And that's it's been an incredible journey, bro.
Yeah, bro. I mean, listen. That's
And all the people we've helped with your events too. Like, I could kind of talk about this all day, like
yeah.
in a really weird, amazing way. But you know, that's the beauty of like kind of, I'm glad when you think of someone to work with
Mm-hmm.
or do an event with to get people this type of a thing, like a
Mm-hmm.
medical marijuana card or a renewal or
Mm-hmm.
just the education. I'm glad you think of me. I'm glad you think of our business, and that's the thing that means the most to me, because relationships are a currency that you can't put a value on. You just have to continue to give and enjoy the ones you have, and they kind of give back to you. It's kind of how I look at it. And we've done meaningful work.
A hundred
and
percent.
and
A
and
hundred
I
percent.
consider you a friend
Mhm.
and someone I like to work with and do business with, and I know I can trust when, I say go buy a Mud Brothers product
Mhm.
or go to a 420 NJ events or you want to get a real education, MCA is a real thing you guys have for the community that, when you put your body of work together, it's something that I really like, right? And something I can get behind because you've set a standard for yourself and for your businesses and your brands.
Mhm.
And that's the way I like to be too, whether it's a consumable product, a digital product. You spend time with me in person. I want you to know and get what you see always and not be unsure of what's in front of you
Hundred
and
percent, bro.
question it because perception's everything.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think it's important, man. On this platform, I give you your flowers, right? Because you're selling who you are and what you did. But guys, let me tell you what this man really did. Okay, he revolutionized how you got your medical marijuana card here in New Jersey. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. I'm an individual that was, not in the best health. Um, saw my mother go through what she went through, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going down that same path. I need access to medical marijuana. And when I had to get my medical marijuana card, I had to go to my regular physician, get diagnosed with at the time IBS, take that to the medical marijuana doctor, have him approve the diagnostics that I got from the original physician, go through the whole process of then getting my card 2 3 weeks later. It was nerve wracking. It was expensive as hell, um, and it just wasn't something folks were going to be willing to do. You have folks like Will and his crew come in, where now you're taking the analysis on their website, you're getting approved right on the spot. You're getting access to a doctor, albeit maybe because of what was happening in the world, but so be it. In a way where you can do it right on your laptop,
Yep.
right? So that accessibility was something we could sell to folks when we were out here pitching sponsorships and
Yep.
pitching, getting involved in signing up for stuff like this, right? So I want to give you flowers there, bro, because that was a big, big change in how people did that process.
I appreciate it, bro, and it was really meaningful to get to work with you because, you know, w- I made an investment in myself one time with a business coach, and one of the biggest things I worked on is just the belief to be able to grow, right? And going from just certifying in Pennsylvania
Hmm.
and looking to go into New Jersey was like it was tough, dude. It
Hmm.
was like this is like uncharted waters, like
Hmm.
they're really pushing legalization and
Hmm.
I don't know what that's going to look like, but it doesn't seem like people are really helping people in Jersey that well.
Hmm.
So like we got the opportunity to to launch in New Jersey and do some amazing work, and that led us to work with some of the bigger brands, and then get on the radar of someone like yourself who is looking to do like real work in the community because
Hmm.
like that's what I was looking to do.
Hmm.
Um, well, I'll tell you a quick story, and it's still happening, right? Like it happened last week. Um, we get referrals from Curaleaf in Belmar, New Jersey on a regular basis.
Hmm.
All right. We've done 15 tablings in all their dispensaries across New Jersey. We make great relationships with people, this, that, and the third. The biggest reason that we get these referrals is because of what you just said. Is the is the try not to curse is the unpleasant.
Bro, you can curse. You can
No,
curse, man.
no,
This is
yeah,
the Smoking Business Podcast.
I,
We talk
I,
shit. You know what
I like cursing a lot, but it's just like it's my own thing.
I'm saying?
But it's like this shitty, unpleasant process to like get your med card, and then like they'll make you come back every 3 months, and they'll charge you $125 every time. So that's 4 visits a year times 125. That's just shitty. That's $500 for your med card to
Hmm.
talk to doctors, and then you got to go buy the products. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this is crazy. So we came in and did the same thing we did in Pennsylvania and applied the same principles, but adhere to the compliance and regulations that New Jersey requires with our certifying physicians and to give them all the resources and support they need. But I'll never forget this call I got, and I don't even remember the doctor's name, but they called me and they said, "How are you charging?" We charge 189 for a new patient. It's our standard rate.
Hmm.
189 bucks and 99 bucks for a renewal. That's our standard
Once a
rate.
year.
Once a year, 12-month certification. That's how we roll. It's how we do business. And
And
that's
I'm sorry, I got to
yeah.
jump in. When I was a medical patient back in the day, I had to pay a couple $100 every 3 months
Yeah,
to renew
exactly.
this card.
Yeah,
On top of this expensive ass weed.
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, no, it's not, no, nothing. It's true, and we're still hearing this. We're hearing it predominantly from the senior
To
citizen
this day,
demographic. Yes, it's happened last week. I could literally show you the text messages from our office manager Heather. Shout out to Heather,
shout out to Heather, Big Heather,
our patient care specialist.
for sure.
And yeah, like we had a referral come from Curaleaf, and we value these, right? Like we put in time to build relationships with people, to build the relationship with the person, not so much the brand, because at these big corporate cannabis companies, there's a lot of turnover. So we really want to focus in on the individuals at these companies, and see how like we can kind of connect with them. They send us the referrals, like they're doing it. They're
Hmm.
like, go see JSB, go see JSB,
That's awesome.
They call our phone, like
Hmm.
we have the voicemails,
Hmm.
right? And it's really wild to see that it's still happening, and and I really really value being in Pennsylvania and New Jersey,
For
because
sure.
they're two markets that I've seen grow. I've done a lot of work and business in, and I want to continue to do so.
For
And
sure.
it's incredible to see the growth, right? When I step back and I'm like, whoa, 200 stores, branded products, like I mean, not just branded products, but like
Hmm.
a suite of nicely branded
Well, I see you
products.
got
You know
some
what I'm
stuff
saying?
right here.
Yeah, dude, like your stuff's great. The
Hmm.
edibles taste good. The vapes are incredible. The pre-rolls hit.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, what else could you ask for? You want your products to be consistent and reliable and available, if they can be.
Hmm.
Um, you want a consistent experience, because you know, when I get a pre-roll in a rec market, I always feel like I'm rolling the dice. No, I really do. I always feel like I'm rolling the dice,
For
and
sure.
with your products, I trust the products.
Hmm.
This is a brand I trust, right? Just like, I want my brand to be trustworthy, and top of mind, and a thing people are coming to for a specific reason.
Hmm.
It's it's exciting to see that business side of it too, right? Like, there's a unique blend in this industry, and it's really a wild space. Even driving here today, I made like two stops, and just like my gas station stop
Hmm.
was wild, bro.
Hmm.
Was wild.
Hmm.
There was a weed vending machine
Wow.
at the gas station,
Hmm.
because like I'm looking around, I'm always curious, right? Like, and then I turn, I see literally, I could show you the picture after, when we get done here, but there's a weed vending machine, and I'm talking to the lady, and I'm like, "What's up here?" She's like, "Yeah, like this like literally came in here like 6 days ago." I'm like, "What?" Like, I just drove by 17 dispensaries from Philly to here,
Hmm.
you know, and then I'm seeing in the gas station a weed vending machine. I'm like, "What are you actually selling in there?
Yeah. What
Like
is
what?
that? What is that?
Like what's in there?"
What is that?
And then I was saying to her, I was like, in Pennsylvania, in our gas stations, you can gamble on a slot machine and drink
Crazy.
beer.
Crazy.
I'm like, what's up? The world's wild, bro. I mean, like, listen, dude, you could sit at home, get your weed delivered,
Hmm.
gamble on sports,
Hmm.
Super Bowl soon, go Birds,
Bro, go
and
birds.
but yeah, bro, like I'm just excited to be here sometimes, because I can't believe where cannabis is. I can't believe there's 200 stores in New Jersey, and I can believe it because it should be here. This plant has really been winning this ridiculous fight it's gone through to allow us to even sit here,
For
right?
sure.
Like the shit, man.
Listen,
So
man.
it's an honor to do what we do.
It truly
It
is.
is,
It truly is, man. And it's been some ups and downs, some bumps and bruises, but you got to say that the Garden State has shown up as such, right?
dude. You guys are making
Um,
moves.
Staying on that same wavelength. You talk about growth. You talk about New Jersey. We got to talk about Nikan, the first ever Nikan Cup.
Looking
You
forward
know what
to
I'm
it.
saying? Obviously, just want to shout you out, man, being our MMP partner. And what that means, everybody, is that when we pick our 50 judges to judge this competition, they'll have to get their medical marijuana cards. And we're going to be doing that through my guy here, Jewish Sauce Boss and JSB certifications.
Yes, sir.
It'll be sponsored, so obviously the judges won't have to pay for it. Again, another way of just giving folks access to the medical market at no cost, but also keeping it for the culture.
That's
So
it.
just want to shout that out.
That's awesome, man. It's time, man. We gotta let people know the brands that people have maybe a proven palate that can stand out above the rest.
Mhm,
I would say I don't frequent a lot of New Jersey dispensaries because I'm a PA patient and grateful to have a lot of relationships with a lot of good florists.
mhm,
And it's uh it's hard to know what to do when you walk in there.
mhm,
It's like utterly confusing
mhm,
in a way where you're like, hold on a second. What it like and it does and I'm feeling like there's like a lackluster enthusiasm at
mhm,
a lot of these stores for like the team or the
mhm.
staff. Right? And like,
It's a lot of uncertainty.
yeah, and it's like, well, it's like, yeah, maybe you can touch on that
Yeah,
more,
well,
you
you
know?
gotta understand. You got 200 stores, right? Of the 200 stores, probably 40 of them, 45 are doing well. You know what I mean? So that's 25% of the market. You're talking about 75% of the market is either performing below expectation or not in a way in which you're going to be where you thought you were going to be in 3 years. There's some folks that can stomach that. There's
Mhm.
some folks that can't. I think the part that gets lost sometimes, Will, is that prior to cannabis getting legalized in Jersey, it was sold as the great hope.
Yeah.
It was sold as just get
I
in.
was
You
there.
we were there. Like
I was
it
there.
was sold just get in and you'll get rich. By any means, people took out mortgages, home equity lines of credit, their retirement funds, their kids' savings plans, right? Like I mean, like all kinds of stuff just to get in. And then what you realize is that the day you cut that ribbon at grand opening, all you did was get in and it starts all over. And now it's just checks and balances, it's profit and loss, it's balance sheets, it's payroll, it's insurance, it's marketing, it's the rent, you know what I'm saying? It's a business, and not only a business, but a business in which you're hindered when you think about things like 288. So you're already playing one hand behind your back, and sadly, that realization is going to happen. And um, while it's obviously it's tough, but there's gonna be new players coming in the game, right? But we can't lose sight of what we were sold 3 4 years ago, right? That's why you see that sentiment, I think, though, because there's uncertainty. There's folks that opened up with 40 bud tenders and now have 10, but no one talks about what happened to those 30 people that were there six
Yeah.
months ago. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's unfortunate, but it's just the ebbs and flow
What
of
do
a
you
new
think
industry.
what do you think separates that 25% from the other 75 that are having success?
When I look at the folks that are winning, right? They all have some type of it factor to their story, to their brand, to their cause, to the way they work, to the way they market themselves. It's some type of unique factor,
Mhm.
whether it's us, whether it's you, whether like every brand that you look at across the board. Then you look at dispensaries, right? Like I think about someone like Primo over in Keyport, owned by Darren, the Darren, his pop, Sky, Rock, all those guys, man. Like that's a store that you walk into. Number one, it's an old bank. So you got the high ceilings, it's luxurious. They got a vault, they got graffiti, they got the music playing. It's every big brand in the state is there. They take time to really understand what brands are out there and carry the ones that the people want. So like if you're traveling here from wherever, I'm gonna send you there.
Got you.
Just because I know they're gonna have what you're looking for
Got you. Cool.
because they take the time to figure those things out, right? Whereas other folks are just here for the buck. They're picking whatever's the cheapest, whatever has the biggest yield on margins, whatever. And that's just not sustainable in a market where people want good weed.
That's it, bro.
You follow me? So I think that's a big piece of it. I think another piece is just the networking and relationships you talked about earlier.
Mm.
When you think about the folks who are winning, they got really good relationships. I pride everything I do on doing good business and maintaining good relationships.
Yes, sir.
Hence why I'm able to go into all these stores. I'm able to interview all these people. I'm able to move into different markets. I'm able to, it's just through authentic deal doing relationships. And I say deal doing because you and I have a bond because we've done things together in business,
Mhm.
right? We've had to trust each other with our name, with our brand. If Will doesn't do what he says he's going to do, I look like a piece of you know what. If Brendan doesn't do what he says he's going to do, you look like a piece of you know what.
That part's really everything.
And when you do that with someone multiple times,
Mhm.
it's a different level of a relationship, right? So
Yes.
like when I get the biggest opportunity that comes across my desk, i.e. knee can't cup, I'm not. gonna think twice. I'm calling my guy who I trust, right? And I want to point that part out, guys, because yeah, we're friends. Yeah, we smoke weed and we hang out. But if he wasn't good at what he does, I would not call him for that. Vice versa.
Yeah,
It's just business, right?
yeah,
We're fortunate enough where we have a business
that's
relationship and a personal relationship, right? But that's rare. And I think it's important to highlight in
yeah.
some cases, you might just be business friends with somebody, and that's if it's good, it's good,
I've learned a
you
little
know?
bit sometimes in life, if you can start a relationship and do good business, that has a really good trajectory into a good friendship because there's alignment in a lot of ways to where, we don't even need to talk much,
Hmm.
like, right?
Hmm.
But like if you call me, I'm going to answer, or if I like can't answer in that moment, I'm going to call you back,
For sure.
and then we're going to like do some real stuff,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
like I know you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, and then when we get to do work together, the work
Hmm.
gets done, and then we get to enjoy each other's company, and all that kind of stuff
For
is
sure.
like really the way it's supposed to be. But like the point of what I'm saying is, I've really learned that the right business relationships, the right people can become a good friendship because you can appreciate what one another do, and you're just in that same type of a lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
to where it can kind of like get there. And it means a lot to me too, because that's what you work towards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your success is my success,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what I say to like anybody I work with, right? Like, you know the people who believed in me, who when no one else did,
Mm-hmm.
they know who they are. Shout out to my partner Chris
Mm-hmm.
on that one for sure, from day one of meeting him.
Shout out to Chris, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's like I said, it's really like a privilege and an honor to do business with you, to
Likewise, man.
allow my brand and your brands and all of our initiatives to have this, you know, commingled experience of, you're going to have professionals help you and guide you and give you value
Yep.
at every step of the way, no matter what we're doing here. And if you fuck with Mud Brothers and Brendan and Will from Jewish Sauce Boss, then you're really going to be in good hands,
Mm-hmm.
because we know good cannabis, we know how to help people, we know the power of this plant, and just what we discussed here today is pivotal
Mm-hmm.
to any amount of success you can have. And I'm glad to do this work, and make sure you come to NECAN in Atlantic City, where Brendan and Stanley and 420 NJ events are going to be hosting a cannabis cup.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be pretty incredible, first of its kind. Mud Brothers, go to the dispensary, get your Mud Brothers. And if you ever are interested in medical cannabis is still very important. It's always going to be important. I hope sometimes people get introduced to cannabis recreationally and then understand how much this is helping them, and then maybe talk to their physicians about it. You don't have to come to us to get a card, but use it with intention. It's a powerful plant, and man, dude, this is exciting times, bro.
Nah, bro, for sure,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Before I get you out of here, man, I do want to just have one more discussion. One of the things I've noticed about you, just following you on Instagram all these years, you're pretty consistent with your positive messaging through your content, through your different your different posts, so on and so forth.
It's on my shirt, bro, for sure.
Yeah, man, just
Uh,
just
uh, uh,
just talk about that component of you as a person, you as a brand.
Dude, I feel like positivity is rare. It's just rare. And it's just like, if you just force it down people's fucking throats, they'll literally hate you at first, and then they have no choice, because
Mm-hmm.
it's the strongest thing in the world. A
Mm-hmm.
positive mental attitude, as cliche as it sounds,
Mm-hmm.
is everything. I don't care how you have to get there. I hope it's not in a negative way, but being positive is so valuable,
Mm-hmm.
because like, maybe I don't know, 2017, 2018, when I would wake up in the morning and just pull up my phone and put a story on Instagram, and say literally this message on my shirt that my friend of mine made this shirt for me, and I love it to this day. And
And what's that message?
I mean, I think it's right here. So it's a favorite. It's like my favorite thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
chase your dreams, accomplish your goals, be a good person. This one people really love. Don't ever be a fucking asshole, or don't be a motherfucking asshole. Yeah, dude, he even wrote it out on here, which I think is like the craziest part.
You gotta give it to us top to bottom.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on, give it to us top
yeah.
to bottom.
Love yourself, love others, work out, stay high as a motherfucker, never give up, never quit. Peace and love.
Come
You know
on,
how it
bro.
is, bro.
You already know, man.
Yeah, man. So, like, just that, right? And like, I'll never forget people like saying it back to me when I'd see them at my events, and like, it's just like, you got to figure something out that works for you. And I only said it as it was. I said it for me. I said it to remind myself because like when you're a business owner, when you are in a committed relationship, when you have family, when you have children, when you have all this stuff, and you've people depending on you, it's really important to be positive and have a positive mental attitude
Mm-hmm.
because you're going to have to be the person when you're the leader that brings people back from their shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be the energy. And it comes back to energy, really, right? When we talk about, really what you're asking, I think it's energy.
Mm-hmm.
And when I learned this, it stuck with me forever. It's not anything other than how you make someone feel is what they remember.
That's true.
It's like, I know what it's like when I walk around your event,
Mm-hmm.
or when I walked around your event, the one in September this
Mm-hmm.
past year,
Mm-hmm.
and the amount of people I got to see and people who haven't seen me in a long time, just like their reaction, their response, or like the way like they connect with like the JSB or me or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
was, that means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that means like you put in that work and you really like put it in and
Yeah.
people resonate with the energy. But I want that positivity, that good energy, that growth mindset, that helpful attitude, like all of these things to be enthralled in the ethos and the energy of the business that we have,
Mm-hmm.
because I think people are taking it lightly and for granted and forget how hard it is to sell weed
Mm-hmm.
and like get good weed and want to go somewhere and buy it and spend your money because like a cannabis smoker consumer, they're buying on a budget, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like some people come by every week and they'll buy a quarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's their budget? Could be 40, could be 80, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much are they, what are they willing to spend?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got other people, right? They're going to be spending this and that, and they got a different kind of thing. So really understanding people and being able to help them and know how like far their dollar goes and being able to really like guide them in the right direction, even if it's not the most profitable thing for you in that moment, in the long run it is, because if
Mm-hmm.
you're looking at things in the long run, I think you'll have more success.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I go. I'm here for the long run. I really like committed myself to what I want to do in cannabis, and I want to continue to do that and grow and scale and expand and get out of my own comfort zone to do things that I believe in and
Mm-hmm.
that I dream about
Mm-hmm.
and help more people and keep this journey going.
It's funny. I was going to ask you that. Like, what's next for JSB?
Listen, I've done a lot with this plant.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a lot with this plant. There's so many sides to this market for this plant and products and services and the way people get access and who they want to buy from and why they want to do it and all this, right? So for me, what's next? I want to have a consumable product with the JSB logo, our branded products in a marketplace, most likely Pennsylvania, because that's our home market.
Mm-hmm.
And we are looking to figure something out in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
The first step for us, we believe, is Pennsylvania
Mm-hmm.
for Jewish Sauce Boss products. And, you know, we're looking into every way to make that become possible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, until then, we're going to continue to do something I think we do best, which is get you a medical marijuana card in Pennsylvania, in New Jersey, in New York, have all the resources, education, and support available to you at the touch of a button with a team on the back that's here for you, that are patients and physicians who know and understand what you're trying to accomplish, whether this is your fifth time certifying for a medical card, your first time, or you're just helping a loved one, we're here for that. That's what we do, and how we've made a massive impact on the community, and look to continue to do so.
For sure.
The other thing
Hmm.
is we have a studio. This
Oh, okay.
and this one, right?
Hmm.
This one I really want people to know about because it's, I think, not as much awareness in people's minds.
Okay.
In Philadelphia, right? Like if you had an interview in Philadelphia to do,
Hmm.
I'd love for you to maybe consider it at the JSB studio in Philadelphia,
Okay.
a place where you can record content, host an event, book a meeting, enjoy the plant medicine, and really create an experience, an event, a promotion that is unique to your needs, where you have the full support of the provider of that space,
Hmm.
who understands what it's like to put together a nice intimate event where, I like to say, cannabis and,
Hmm.
whether it's cannabis and food, cannabis and education,
Hmm.
cannabis and yoga. Make sure you come by this month. We're doing a cannabis yoga event. It's
For
called
sure.
Puff Puff Flow.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the JSB studio, 411 South Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Come by, book your next event or experience. We'd be happy to host you and teach you and show you more about our space.
Listen, guys. Now, how do the people get in contact with you? Like, how do they follow you on socials?
Jewish Sauce Boss is our brand. JewishSauceBoss.com. Social media, Jewish Sauce Boss. If you Google us, we're out here. And if you're driving down South Street on Philadelphia, you'll see our logo on the windows of our building, where our space is. So
Nah, man.
come by anytime, and thanks for having me today. And I appreciate the invitation to come here and spend time with you, and go by Mud Brothers. Peace and love.
We already know, man, guys. Listen, man, appreciate you coming through. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn the notifications on to another episode of the Smoking Business Podcast. I'm your host, Brendan Robinson. Until next time, y'all. Let's go.